social media, but about hearing directly from the person at the center of the storm and testing the facts.
In other words, we are going to hear from the horse's mouth in what we'll describe as rare media spectacle, but a privilege and an honor to speak with Dr. Fatmata Bio. Good morning and welcome to this special edition of Wake Up Sierra Leone.
Good morning.
Good morning. I mean, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Indeed.
It's been years you've been away from the media.
5 years, I was told.
Quite an interesting one. But honestly speaking, you know, you've been one person who has kept the media going, and there has been a lot of rumors, a lot of allegations, a lot of things surrounding you. But, you know, as we did mention, let's hear from the horse's mouth. You'll be the best person, you know, to tell our viewers who Dr. Fatmata Bio really is.
To be honest, I think I'm just a regular woman, a mother, a sister, a wife, a friend, a normal woman who lives a normal life, just happened to be a first lady of a nation. So I don't know whether that qualifies me to say, because I have the title, now removes me from ordinary people. But I don't see myself as anything but ordinary.
What are your ties to the Gambia? There have a lot of allegations, actually. Some say you are a Sierra Leonean, others say you're a typical Gambian. Who are you?
I'm an African. The thing is, the reason why I don't really focus on having this discussion with people is the fact that in Sierra Leone, a lot of people don't read their constitution. That's the problem. Because if you read your constitution, you will not be making baseless allegations. First of all, I don't have any reason to say I'm a Sierra Leonean if I'm not a Sierra Leonean. The Constitution made it very clear, as long as one of your parents are born in Sierra Leone, you're a Sierra Leonean. And what qualifies me double is the fact that I was born here. My mother was born here, and I was born here. Because I was born here doesn't mean I will have to abandon where my father come from. My father is a Gambian, and I will not be ashamed to say I'm a Gambian too, because I mean, the blood that runs in me comes from two people, my mother and my father. Now, why would I celebrate my mother and not celebrate my father? That would be a hypocrite of me.
Now, Your Excellency, there has been a lot of controversies, you know, which surrounds the issue of, you know, where you're coming from as your paternal side, which is the Gambia. So it also ties down to the allegations or rumors that circulate around the fact that you and your brother owns like a lot of luxury apartments in the Gambia. Can you possibly clarify that claims?
Well, the thing is, people, I mean, come up with stories and not with facts. When you're accusing someone, you should have your fact right in front of you. The thing is, when me and His Excellency got married, at the beginning, the rumor that was around is that, oh, he marries me because I have money. Oh, he's not in love with her. He's only married in her so she can come and finance his election. So where did you think I got that money from? If you've already concluded that that was the reason. And the minute His Excellency became the president of Sierra Leone, I now became a gold digger. So which one? You have to choose one. It's either I'm a gold digger or he actually married me because I have money. I mean, if you can't distinguish the two, then you have a problem. I don't like bragging. I don't like telling people who I am because I don't think people, they're not everybody deserve to know you, because sometimes when they do, they use it against you. You know, I mean, it's difficult for me to say to you, this is my best friend, because my circle is too small. My friend is my mother, my friend is my husband, my friend is my children. That's my circle. Anybody outside that circle now becomes my extended friends. So my extended friends, they have a line they don't cross, because I don't bring you into that world that is as sacred for me, which is family. I'm very protective of my family. Now, I choose when this, I choose not to say anything, because if you have the time to go to the Gambia and film people's houses, some which are my houses, but then go around and film other people's houses and claim that they are my property without any documentation, that means you're not a journalist. You're a propagandist or somebody who have been paid to destroy someone because they have another hidden agenda. When I went to the Gambia after the war, I mean, when I left Sierra Leone, I went to the UK. I was living in the UK, and there I was still fighting in Sierra Leone. And my family, my entire family had migrated at that point to the Gambia. So naturally, when you have any break, you go where your families are. I go to the Gambia. And for every opportunity I have, I establish in the Gambia, yes. The same people who are now singing Hosanna, these are people who used to come to my businesses in the Gambia. I don't have one business. I have businesses. I have boutiques that runs for men and women clothing in the Gambia called Quality Plus. I was one of the only few people when the introduction of mobile phones came into Africa. I was one of the only few people who had the license to sell mobile phones in the Gambia. You could imagine you're the one that sells mobile phones for 3 years when everybody wants mobile phones. You know, I was not a beggar. And I'm also not somebody who believes that I should flash around. Every penny I had, I invest in things that matters to me. I don't invest in clothes and shoes. I'm not Cinderella. I invest in things that will also protect my children's future. And before His Excellency, I was married to a footballer. We were not beggars. I was married to a footballer for 8 years. 8 years. And during that time, I was a model. During that time, I was an actress. And my ex-husband was a footballer. I believe we were not beggars. And when I said footballer, he was not playing in the Gambia. He was playing professional football. We moved from Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia to Batistas in Turkey, and then we moved to Genk in Belgium, and then moved to Preston and North End in England. All this time, I was his wife and a professional footballer that was paid adequately. And I have my businesses that I'm running. And I believe I should be able to have money to buy properties. But I did not come to Sierra Leone to show off, because it's nobody's business what I have or what I don't have. That was not the reason why I was here. I came back home because I met my husband. I fall in love with my husband, and he had a vision, and I said I'm going to follow him and make sure he realized his vision. The first time I arrived in Sierra Leone, the first branding was, oh, he only married her for her money. So the husband became the president of Sierra Leone, I was smart enough to declare my asset. Very smart. And I did that for 2 reasons. One, when I got married to my husband have adult children. And because he has adult children, and I don't know myself and my husband who would pass away first, and I wanted what I have on record. So that would protect my children. Because I was coming into a marriage with 2 children that already has this investment put aside for them. I wasn't going to risk it. They said to me, oh, first ladies never declare, so we will not allow you to declare. I said to them, my own first lady is a different first lady. And because I knew I was going to rewrite what the office of the first lady should look like. And I know with that, there's going to be a lot of controversy, and I know they're going to come after me. Now let me talk about my brothers. Sierra Leone here, we are so proud of Gento. When we talk about wealthy people in Sierra Leone, you say, oh, Mohamed Gento Kamara, oh, Ali Mujalo, Ali Mubari, sorry. You know, the thing is, my brothers are construction people. Majority of all the highways that you see in the Gambia today are built by my brothers, both of them. When the IEC chose Gambia to do the IEC meeting, I think was it last year or 2 years ago, my younger brother are the ones that won most of the contract to build all of the highways, most of the buildings there. So the Gentos that we are proud of here, the Alimus that we are proud of here, my brothers are the Gentos and Alimus in the Gambia. And now you're expecting them to live in kitchen houses? But do we have to explain ourselves to people? We don't have to. My brothers don't work in Sierra Leone. They don't work in the central bank. They don't come here and live with anything. In fact, sometimes they are hardly here. They don't have any business with what His Excellency is doing. So why are you mixing them in this? We choose to separate ourselves. They wanted to be in the Gambia. We're all born here. But if they have an opportunity to excel in the Gambia and didn't come here to mix matters and make more controversy for me, you think my brothers are not capable to come to Sierra Leone also and ask for all the highways and get all the contracts here? But they choose not to do that. They decided to stay in the Gambia where they also come from. They are all born here, but their father is from the Gambia. And if they can actually have a footprint in the Gambia, and that is what they chose, because their sister is a first lady, doesn't mean they cannot live their own life. They don't live from me. I don't live from them. So why would they suffer? Because I'm married to a president of Sierra Leone.
Bottom line, our first lady is a rich woman.
Bottom line is, when I came into this marriage, I was not a beggar. Bottom line is, most of the properties that, as far as I know from the pictures I saw, because I don't know some of the properties, but from the pictures that I saw, these are properties I have even before I got married to Madabio. These are properties that I own before I got married to Madabio. And if they go to the anti-corruption, because I have asked the anti-corruption here over and over to release those documents when I declare. And the same thing has come back to me. They cannot do it unless they have a court order. It cannot be done unless they have a court order. So, you know what? Whenever the court wants, they can order them.
Let's talk about your activities here in Sierra Leone. I mean, for many people, they know you as the champion of, girls' rights, generally. Hands off our girls, sanitary pads to girls who cannot afford it, particularly those who are going to school. How have those projects fared so far since you started?
Well, I think for the hands of our girls and the sanitary pad really has transformed not only the image of Sierra Leone globally, but has also changed the mentality of our girls here in Sierra Leone. Okay. Young girls today feel more comfortable. Young girls today feel very proud. And young girls who goes out and say, when men try to chase them, Before now, it was a normal thing. Any man can come to you and want to sleep with you. You sweep it under the carpet. But that's not what we're facing today. The girls today are more focused on their education. The girls today know their right, and the girls today can actually stand up for themselves. And that is through the campaign of the Hands of Our Girls. Most girls today, if you want to talk to them, for them to tell you that they are underage, the first thing they will tell you is, I'm Fatima's daughter. I think that is enough for people in this country to know that this message has actually resonated not only in Freetown, but in the entire country today. And that's the reason why, as the First Lady, but as a woman, I am not scared to go anywhere in this country because I know I have a footprint there.
Generally, I mean, if you were to put statistics or figures to the test, how many girls would you say you've helped across Sierra Leone?
Well, the statistics you will have to look at is Hands of Our Girls was launched in 2018. Mm-hmm. And now start to look at how many girls has gone back to school, how the girls are performing in school, what are the results that we're getting today, how many girls are in universities, how many girls today are proud to say we're doing STEM subjects. Those are the calculations you need to have. I'm not a mathematician, and I do not fake people to say I know everything, but I know the data are with all the ministries. When it comes to health, when it comes to education, they have those data. And today we have more girls in school, we have more girls in university, we have more girls graduating from universities, we have more girls doing STEM subjects because they have the confidence that the most important thing they can follow is not men, but education.
Aside those two, I mean, ostentatious projects, I mean, the Hands of Our Girls and the Sanitary Pads, those are established. Do you have any other activities going on locally?
When you talk about activities, again, this is the one thing I say. I don't like to go around bragging because it doesn't pay. I'm a Muslim. I'm not saying that Christian brag. That's not what I'm saying. But in my own religion, you are not even allowed to. And maybe that's the reason why most of the controversy around me have not been dealt with. Because as a Muslim woman, there is no point of me coming around and talk about A, B, C, and D. But if I tell you that around this country, I have, through the support of my husband, we have built 15 mosques around this country, how many people know about that? If I say to you, with the support of my friends and the support of my husband, today I can proudly say we have spent nearly $12 million in changing 34 hospitals. But why do I have to say it? It's not about me. I'm not building a hotel for my father. I'm not building a luxury house for my mother. I'm building something, an edifice that the people of Sierra Leone will enjoy, not just as luxury, but as a safe haven for their health purposes. So for me, it's about building it and leave it for the people to enjoy it. It's not for me to go around. God doesn't reward you when you talk about the good things you do. I have introduced the National Food Basket in this country. When we had COVID, it was me that introduced National Food Basket. It was me that started talking about hunger, you know, because when you're doing lockdown, you should also think about how that affects women and children. You should also think about how that affects family. And I started, putting things together, putting food together, calling friends, calling people and say, listen, if we have to do this, the president is doing so much in making sure that we curtail the COVID pandemic not to affect Sierra Leone. But if we want that to be successful, we also have to try and provide food for the most vulnerable people around this country. And we did that. So the COVID, when you are talking about the success of COVID-19 for Sierra Leone, you will not write that story without also including the National Food Basket. You know, I don't want to talk about Ramadan, my Ramadan food basket. Ramadan, we go around this country. The minimum numbers of mosques we visit in Ramadan is 500. Minimum, all around this country. But why should I talk about it? Talking about it is like bragging. And then at the end of the day, you're doing it to get reward from God, and then God will be reducing your reward. So there are so many things. How many school people, every year, the minimum school fees I pay for girls and boys going to university is 250. 250 girls and boys I paid for every year in the last 7 years. I don't need to say it. I don't even need to expose those people. You know, I can give you an example. I saw social media video going around with, what's the name of the girl? Oh boy, this girl that have this issue with one of the lawyers or judges. You know, I saw her video when she was saying, oh, the hands of a girl is a scam, blah, blah, blah. I just smiled. I am the one who is paying this girl's school fees. I have been paying, she wanted to be a lawyer, I have paid for her all throughout.
Really?
Yes.
You can imagine.
So I just said to my staff, don't answer her. She must be troubled because she has an issue and then she wanted me involved in that issue. I'm paying your fee. It's not for you to go and sleep around. If you've decided to go and find yourself in some situation, why do you want to drag me in it? I didn't pay your fee for you to do the things that you're doing. I'm paying your fee for you to build yourself and make yourself a better person. It is my foundation who is paying her fee. So you can imagine that.
I'm sure Sierra Leoneans will be hearing this for the very first time. I mean, coming from your
shocked
mouth,
too,
yeah, that you know you've been supporting her in these kinds of way. But honestly speaking, let's now turn to your life and work as in Sierra Leone as Fatima Madabio. I mean, many Sierra Leoneans hold the perception that you've been a strong force, you know, supporting your husband in terms of winning, you know, the election in 2018. So far, you've been giving him the utmost support in that. What would you say to that before we come to other issues within the SLPP as well?
Well, when we got married, I took an oath that I'll stand by him, no matter what. And that is an oath that I will live with till the day I die, because I took an oath that I'm going to stand by him. And I don't have any reason why to renege now. I didn't marry him to leave him for somebody to come after him and just, say whatever or do whatever. And when he has a vision, and I saw that vision as something that the people of this country needs, and if I can be of help, I will be of help to him any day, anytime. I support him because I love him. I support him because I believe in his vision. I support him, and I will support him until the day he said, you know what, this is where I stop, and I'll continue to support him.
Okay. The perception among, you know, some members of the SLPP that you appear to be very critical, you know, why do you think, you know, some members within the SLPP hold that sort of perception about you?
I don't think it's just SLPP. I think it's a lot of people in Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leoneans in general?
Yes. Because the truth is, they don't like the truth. If you speak the truth, you are everyone's enemy. And I don't know how to lie. So when you try to force me to now lie or cover up certain things, I don't know how to do it. So I think that has been my problem. I think I still don't know how to talk like a politician. I think that's what my problem is. I think I really need to go to school and learn how to be a politician. So even when, you know, it's not right, you have to pretend.
To be more diplomatic.
Well, I don't know. I didn't go to diplomacy school. In fact, when the United Nations appointed me to be one of the advisory members of the World Diplomacy Advisory Board, I'm thinking, are you for real? This is a woman who does not do diplomacy at all. But, you know, I think they must have seen a different personality for them to appoint me to serve in that capacity. I'm not a diplomatic person. I say it as it is. Sometimes I get it right. Sometimes I get it wrong. I'm a human. It's not like I'm perfect. And I've never said to anyone that I'm perfect.
At the moment, you've spoken about the Gambia. It's quite clear. I mean, but let's come to Sierra Leone. Do you in any way own a property or properties here?
I declare
By
everything.
extension?
I
Okay.
declare everything I have in Sierra Leone, yes.
Okay.
I did. Before my husband became the president of Sierra Leone, yes, I do.
Okay.
Because like I said, I don't believe in buying designer bags. I don't believe in buying luxury cars. I'm bad with those things. But I'm obsessed in buying rundown houses and fix them. That's who I am. I'm obsessed in investing in property.
So you're a real estate person? More or less.
Well, I mean, I might say that, but in fact, the things that I have in the Gambia, I actually gave to a company who, since when me and my ex-husband divorced in 2011, I then hand over all my properties to a company for them to run it. And I believe that really, if these people who are making up stories about me, all they could have done is go to this company and said, oh, we know that you're the one who is running Fatima's properties. Can you show us papers? In fact, the company did not hear from them. They only saw a documentary on TV. And they said, you don't need to, you should have just come to us. Do you know what I mean? And when you are coming to ask us, bring your own documents. We have our own documents. Bring your own documents. And in Sierra Leone, I don't have a real estate in Sierra Leone, but I have few houses which I declared when my husband became president, yes.
Let's come to...
And by the way, the properties I'm talking about are also under rentage.
It's business. More or
Yes,
less.
I rent them.
You've been talking about this ex-husband. Who is it? Exactly.
If you Google him, you should be able to find him. I'm not here to talk about
Does he have a
him.
name?
He must have a name. I'm not here to find him. I'm not here to talk about him.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Really, this whole thing, because again, we have respect for one another, and really, I do not want to drag him into my own personal life when he's not dragging me in his own personal life. And for the sake of our children, which I have to protect also, I am not going to drag him into... He did not ask me to come and marry the politician.
So let's come to...
But it'll be easy. If you go, just Google on Al Hilal and say which Gambian player play in Al Hilal, you will find him.
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll
Go to Genk and say which Gambian player play for Genk, which Gambian player play for Preston North End. Simple. Why do I have to do your job for you?
Perhaps it would be best for them to hear from the horse's mouth. For believability.
But let's come to the issues, within the SLPP party, which is very much important as we're heading towards, the election come 2028.
Is that an issue in SLPP?
Well, it's said to be, from the outside, we seem to look at it like, there are some issues, not just within the SLPP party, also within, the opposition party, that of the APC. But we're here specifically to, talk on, the issues, that are happening within the SLPP party. To begin with, I would want to ask you to help us understand the relationship between you and the current chairman of the party.
Jimmy Battle Osonga.
Yeah.
Jimmy is the chairman of the party. And as the chairman of the party, I have to accept the fact that he's the chairman of the party. We all came from the UK. When we came as one unit. We were very close. His family, my family, we were very, very close. And then along the line, we have differences. It's not differences that will stop us from talking. It's not differences that will stop us from being in one place where if you see me coming, or if I see you coming, I will leave. No, that's not the differences. We just have two political differences, that's all. We have political, our ideology are not the same.
Even within the same party?
No, we're not talking about the party as party. We're talking about our relationship.
Individual. Okay.
Yes. he might like something, and I would like something different. I might like something, he would like something different. That's all. Are you asking me about support with him? I don't have to support Jimmy. He already have his support base, you know. And this is the whole thing. This is the problem in the SLPP. Everybody else is allowed to support somebody except me. Everybody in SLPP.
Why do you think that's the case?
I don't know.
So you're not allowed to throw your support to him?
No. Everybody else. I am a paid-up member. I am one of the huge contributors in terms of finances into the party. With that, I am allowed.
So do you think maybe because you're the First Lady, people think that your support to a particular set of people will influence power or anything like that?
Am I powerful than the president?
I wouldn't
The
agree.
president is the most powerful person in the party. The president is the leader of the party. I think the only person that you should be worried about is who the president supports. You should not be worried about who Fatima supports, because it doesn't matter who I support. If the president decides to support any other person that is not who I'm supporting, automatically that person becomes the winner. The president is the person everybody should be worried about. So why are you worried about who I support? I don't have to support you. The persons who support you should be looking for is the president, because we are all under him.
Maybe you command more influence than you think.
No,
Do you think?
not really. The truth is, in this particular scenario, you just have people who believe that I, Fatima, I am not supposed to say anything in the SLPP, like some of the things they will say, na married bring you come. You know what I mean? Now married bring you come. But when I'm going around this country in the name of SLPP, not to married bring me come. When I'm finding finances to make sure the SLPP have what they need to have, not to married bring me come. You know, when I am doing what will make the SLPP look like the party is supposed to be, definitely not to married bring me come. But the moment we have an election, now we have to decide on certain things. Now married bring you come.
We've noticed that...
That's double standard though. Because you're taking my money as a member of the party.
I just wanted to mention, because you remember and you're paying your dues in the party.
In fact, I paid up to 2030. And the reason why I paid, I wanted to pay up to 2028. But because I knew that 2028 will be the next election, I don't want people to read meaning into it again. Because they will say, oh, you see, she only paid up to 2028 because she knew her husband was going to leave. So I decided to pay till 2030. And yet still, I should not have a say in the party. A party that I am a member, and I paid not as an ordinary member, not as a patron, not as a Grand Chief Patron, as a distinguished Grand Chief Patron. But they collected my money. Now they're telling me there is a category of distinguished Grand Chief Patron in the party. So which category, which of the Grand Chief Patron do we belong to?
Which was not made clear to you.
Yes, because you were taking my money as a distinguished Grand Chief Patron.
Let's talk about ideology for a while. I mean, within the party you are serving, there is Igbi. I think you would have to explain what that means, by the way. And then there is, I know, starting from the Kokoro saga to Igbi, and all of these things. Let's talk ideology. What do you believe in, Madam First Lady?
Oh, my goodness me. You know what? I just still have to laugh. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You know, when they started the lower level, when they started the lower level election, I was just waiting. Really, I did not get myself involved when they started the lower level. And so many people who are in this camp, that camp, came to me and asked for financial support. And I supported everybody. from